The purpose for our government is laid out in the preamble, right here. Is the government doing that?
Kind of seems like they're trying to. What do you think?
I mean, not in my opinion. I wouldn't say. I think most of us would want them to do these things. I don't necessarily think these things are what's happening.
Okay, that's fair. Anything else you want to add?
No, I think I'm all right. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think we're responsible for keeping the government in check and making sure that they're doing what they say they're doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you? What do you think? Who's responsible?
In an ostensibly democratic society such as ours, I think I'd agree that the people need to be involved in certain sorts of ways to oversee that process, and the privilege of that involvement is the hallmark of what makes a society a democracy, which, again, we're supposed to be a democracy. Are we really? It's always going to be somewhat up to debate depending on how you feel about those words, what they mean, so on and so forth. I think the nature of civic engagement has changed so much in the latter half of the 20th century that it just looks so very different than it used to. Like we hear democracy and we think voting, but really democracy consists of a lot of different actions, being involved with people in your neighborhood, for example, community, and just the way that looks has changed so much over the years that the nature of democracy has changed. For example, technology and all those things have really shaped the political discourse, in some ways for the better, in some ways for the worse.
So you said that people need to be involved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that make them responsible, or who is responsible?
Well, I think everybody bears a collective responsibility to a certain extent. I think when we hear the word responsibility, that can contain a lot of heavy baggage associated with it. When you think of a responsibility, you think of like something, I have to do, like I have to go do my laundry. I have all these responsibilities. And in that way, civic engagement can seem like another thing on top of everything else. I think a lot of things that people do are civic engagement, but maybe they don't see them like that. Like we go to work and we interact with people at work and we form like we talk on the street and things like that. So I think there's a lot of things that are civic engagement and people don't see them as that. As a democratic country, our voting turnout has always been dismal compared to other democratic countries where people have the right to vote. But in America, I think one of the ways we've compensated for that is other ways we've been involved. But ever since the 50s, that's been less and less people actually meeting together. It's a big social trend where we see less of that sort of gatherings of people. I think there's a lot of reasons for that, and I think it's really complicated.
Yeah. That's all the questions that we have.
Okay.
That's it. Thanks so much.
Thank you.